again from Sue's Dolbrodmaeth kitchen today, and I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for 2024. And I just want to go back to 2020, a bit of reminiscing, and show you the Christmas cake that I made that had so many ingredients. It was unbelievable. But if you want to go and watch the video, carry on watching the video from here, and I will see you the other end. And I hope you enjoy this video. So thank you for watching. Please give me a like and a thumbs up, and I hope you enjoy it. Things do go wrong as always when I make my videos, so I try and leave all that stuff in so you know that this video is real, that I am a real person and not doing this professionally. Okay, bye. Hello again, Sue here from Sue's Dolbrodmaeth kitchen, and I'm feeling in a very Christmassy mood today, so I thought I'd make a nice Christmas cake. I have my little Father Christmas here. You see that? Just put his little, his arms go up now. And I have my nice Christmassy hat on today. So I really want to make this Christmas cake because it's going to be a big long slog, because I'm not just making the cake. I want to make the marzipan tomorrow and make the icing. So this is going to be the whole thing from beginning to end, making the whole cake with the marzipan and the icing, and I might even make the little decorative people to go on it, and cake and little trees. So hope you like it. Anyway, so let's crack on, shall we? So today we're making this lovely Christmas cake from this really old book that I've got, which I'm holding the page open with this old stamp that I found. Very odd, but still, never mind. So let me just check out the age of this book, because it is quite old. Let me just see, and then we go through the ingredients, which I've already weighed out because otherwise it takes forever. So this is 1,000 recipes in this book. Right, this book was originally from 1983. So that would have been when my daughter was born, and it was reprinted in 1990. Oh. And it was printed in Czechoslovakia, and it's Marguerite Patton's 1,000 favourite recipes. There we are. I've got this old book, and I've had this for ages now, for many years actually, and I've made loads of stuff in it. But I just like these old books. They're great, aren't they? So anyway, I'm going to go through the ingredients with you, which I have all laid out in front of me. Makes life a lot easier if I go and weigh it all first. You don't need to watch me do that. It's a bit boring. So anyway, we need for Christmas cake 350 grams of plain flour. So that's that in that bowl. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So that's that in there. And then 1 teaspoon of mixed spice, and that's there. They both look very similar in colour. And then 110 grams of candied peel chopped. Right, I haven't got 110 grams of candied peel chopped, but I did have some mixed fruit which also has candied peel in it, so it doesn't matter. So there's only about 77 grams there that I had left, so. But never mind, it doesn't matter, you know. Go and buy yourself the exact ingredients if you want, but I always just go with what I have in the cupboard. And then we need 900 grams of mixed dried fruit. Right, the mixed dried fruit I've got in here, and as I said, it was mixed dried fruit in a bag, and then I made it up with vine fruits from Good Foods. And that brought it up to, so what you do is you get your fruit, so this is your fruit, and you need 900 grams of mixed dried fruit, and preferably 450 grams of the currant, sultanas and raisins, okay? And then the rest of it made up from I keep saying 4 ounces, 50 to 100 grams of blanched almonds, which I've already chopped, okay? And then you also need 110 grams of glacier cherries. I haven't got 110 grams, there's less of that in there. But we do have the 100 grams, and it just says 50 to 100 grams of blanched almonds, and that is actually 100 grams. Taking into account we don't have 100 grams of the glacier cherries. Okay, so you can just mix it up a bit, have more of one thing, less of the other. It doesn't really matter as long as it all comes to 900 grams. Do you understand that? So as long as you get it all to 900 grams, that's all that matters. So in whatever mixture you want with these different things, okay? And then you need 4 large eggs. Right, I've got medium eggs, not large eggs, so I'm using 5 medium eggs because I don't actually have any large eggs, and that will be perfectly fine. 4 tablespoons of milk, sherry, brandy or rum. So I'm using 4 tablespoons of sherry, okay, because that just happens to be here and I just happen to have some here. Merry Christmas. Right, and then you need finely grated rind of 1 lemon. So I've grated my lemon rinds here, and then you can use the fine grated rind of 1 orange, which is optional. I don't actually have an orange at the moment, so we won't be putting an orange in there. And then you need 225 grams of butter or best quality margarine. So I have my butter here measured out. And then you need 225 grams of sugar. Right, so on the sugar front, I don't think it's absolutely important to use the dark brown. It says here preferably dark brown, moist brown sugar, but I don't have any dark brown sugar. I've got light brown sugar, so that's what we're going to be using. And then it says 1 level tablespoon of black treacle or golden syrup. So I suppose if you use the dark brown sugar, you could get away with using golden syrup, but because I'm using light sugar, I'm actually going to use molasses, not treacle. Okay, I'm not using treacle, I'm using molasses. And that's all of the ingredients. So simple, really. Well, once you've weighed it all out, this bit is easy to put it all together. So I'll read you what it says. So it says, this is a rich Christmas cake that should be made at least 1 month before Christmas. Well, it's not a month before Christmas, but still, never mind. It gives you the right amount of ingredients for a 9-inch round or 8-inch square cake. Right, I haven't got a 9-inch round or 8-inch square cake tin. I have a 10-inch round cake tin. That's going to have to do because that's what I've got. I've already greased and lined it with my usual butter wrappers, which I keep all of them so that I can use them for cakes like this. And then there's a lot of, so grease and line a cake tin basically. So what you've got to do is sift together all the dry ingredients. So that's what we'll do first. So we'll get ourselves a big bowl. So I've got a big bowl here. Okay? And we're going to sift together all the dry ingredients. I have forgot the sieve. So I'm going to have to come back in a second. Okay? See you in a minute. Hello again. Sorry about that. I forgot to get the sieve. So anyway, basically you've got to sift together all the dry ingredients, which basically is the flour. So just put the flour in there, just shake it through, and the sugar. That's it, that's the dry ingredients. So we just follow the rules of the cake making process today. Okay, so we'll put that bowl there. We're going to use that one in a minute. And the sugar. So the sugar and the flour together. Okay, I hope that's the right process. It does say all the dry ingredients, and that is right. And then I expect it means both of the things. Let's go with the peeled fruit, almond and cherries. Right, so it would mean the mixed spice and the cinnamon. Make sure I don't leave any of it behind on that one. Oops. It smells absolutely amazing in here, by the way. These cakes, I love making cakes, they're so delicious. Right, and then you've got to mix together the peeled fruit, almond and cherries. Right, it says here if your fruit, if they're slightly sticky, well definitely these are sticky, and the peel is sticky, this is sticky. So what we're doing is we'll put them two together and put a bit of flour on them. That's what it says to do. Okay? So put them two together, put some flour on that. Right, so mix together the peeled fruit, almonds and cherries. Right, so we're going to mix these all together. There we are. Wow, so the almonds are going to be alright, I feel. I'm just going to put them there for a minute and we'll mix them together in a minute. Alright. Blend the eggs with the milk, sherry, brandy or rum. Cream together the lemon and orange rind. Right, so we're going to put the eggs in here. So it's going to be made up slightly different because I've already put the sugar in here, and I wasn't supposed to do that. Never mind. Oh, okay. Just switch it on before we start. So we'll just mix the eggs up. I always do it wrong. Never mind. Instructions. So it says sift together all the dry ingredients. Well, the sugar was dry, but still, I wasn't supposed to put sugar in there, but it doesn't matter now because I've actually done it, so that's it. I can't undo that now. So we just got to get on to the next bit. Mix together the peeled fruit, almonds and cherries. Right. So we'll mix them all together in this bowl here where the eggs were. Mix them all in here. Mixed in here. Okay, so I'm mixing together the cherries, the fruit and the candied peel. The cherries, the almonds and the candied peel, okay, in this bowl. So we're mixing that together in there. Okay, that's that. And then we beat the eggs. And then you've got to blend the eggs with the sherry. Okay, put the sherry in. That's enough of that. And then you've got to cream together the lemon and orange rind with the butter or the margarine. Okay. So I'm going to have to soften this butter a bit because it's really hard, because it's really cold in this bowl. Okay. And then we'll put the lemon in here. And you're supposed to put the sugar in here now, I think that's what you're supposed to do. But we've already put it in, so too bad. You can't undo it. So if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just carry on, okay? Should all come out alright. This smells amazing, by the way, this lemon. So I'm going to use the whisk here. Just to mix together the lemon and butter. And you're supposed to put the sugar in here, I know that now. Even I make mistakes. I always make mistakes. There we are. So we've mixed together the lemon with the butter in this bowl. So you're just keeping everything separate at the moment. Don't say to add anything to anything else yet. So we're doing this way. So in this bowl we have the sugar, the flour and the spice. In this bowl we have the glacier cherries, the candied peel and the blanched almonds. And in that bowl we have the eggs with the sherry. You don't have to use sherry, you can use milk. Rum or brandy. Right, so we'll just leave that there. So we need to put the, so what we're going to do now is put the molasses in here with the butter here. Yeah, it's better to warm it up because otherwise you can't get it out of the pot. So I'm just going to get the teaspoon and just get the molasses out of here. We're putting it all together in a minute anyway. It all goes together in a minute. Right, so that's the molasses. It's very thick, very dark, and very, very, very sticky. Yuck. Right, I'll just put this over by the sink. Hello again, Sue here from Sue's Dolbrodmaeth kitchen. Just got a bit of a hold up there because I ran out of memory space on my card. I must remember to delete the old videos before I progress. I keep forgetting. I delete them on the computer, but I forget to actually delete them on the camera, which I have to do. Anyway, so let's crack on, shall we? So where were we? So basically what you do now is, so I've got my flour and I've accidentally put the sugar in here. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to put the sugar in here with the butter and the molasses or treacle and the sugar, but still I've done it now, so it's done. And I moved it to this bigger bowl because you've got to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. So what we're going to do now is just add in the almonds, the candied peel and the cherries, okay, into the flour here, okay. So you're just going to add that in. Remember, it's always add the dry to the wet. Dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. So this is all the dry ingredients, and then we're going to add it to the wet ingredients. So we just make sure this is all blended in nicely. And the fruit. So all the fruit in there. Oops, don't lose any. Every bit matters. So just mix that together in your big bowl, and then in your other big bowl, which should be equal size, you need to have your sugar and your butter mixed together in that one. Okay, but I made a mistake, but never mind. Mistakes happen. Never mind. It'll be all right. And then what you do is, so you do that, and then what you're going to do now is you're going to, so you don't overbeat this type of cake. So I've already done my eggs separately. Do not overbeat this type of cake. Does not need as much beating as light cake. Gradually blend in the egg mixture and sifted dry ingredients. Stir in all the fruit. So you gradually beat in your egg mixture into this. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to put a bit of egg in, and then we'll just use our little handy mixer today just to beat it in, and then put a bit more egg in and beat it a bit more on a low setting. You don't have to beat it to death. So we're just going to put a little bit of thyme and fold it in, like I did with the Dundee cake actually. I think it's sort of the same. So we're just folding it in, the mixture. It's a lot of mixture. It's quite a big cake, bigger than the Dundee cake that I made before. And if you haven't seen my Dundee cake, which is also a really nice Christmassy cake, you could go and take a look at that after this. if you prefer that one, which is a lighter sort of cake, but very, very fruity also. And the difference between a Dundee cake and this one, really, is that it doesn't have any cinnamon or mixed spice in it, or cherries. Well, I don't think it was supposed to have cherries in it. No, it wasn't. That was the £1/2 cake. Oh, that's another cake that I made, which is a fruit cake as well. If you don't like Dundee cake has almonds on the top. But if you don't like almonds, this has almonds in it though, so this fruit cake has almonds in it, this Christmas cake. So, if you don't like almonds, I don't think there's many in the £1/2 cake. Okay, which is an old traditional fruit cake. So there's 3 different types of fruit cake I'm doing. And you can choose which one you would like to make. So I want to make this really nice traditional Christmas cake today, ready for Christmas. I love a bit of fruit cake. But this might not be as dark as a normal fruit cake because I didn't have any dark sugar. I only had soft brown sugar, light soft brown sugar, and I only used 3 tablespoons of, it is 3 tablespoons, isn't it? Oh no, sorry, no. 1 level tablespoon of black molasses, or you could use black treacle. But I prefer molasses. So that's what we used today. So that seems to be all mixed in now. Now I need to smell it. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It smells really gorgeous. Really lovely Christmassy smell. So the cake is actually done. So we're going to put it in our tin here. So this is a 10-inch tin. You're supposed to use a 9-inch tin. That's going to have to do because I'm not going to go out and buy a 9-inch tin just to make a cake. I only make Christmas cake once a year, so it might not be as thick. So never mind. So we're going to put the cake mixture into the tin now, which we've already lined with lots and lots of butter papers, which I collect, and they're great for doing this. And when you take the cake out, and it's also one of these ones with a clip on as well, which makes life a lot easier when you take a cake out of the tin. So if you're going to buy yourself a new cake tin, I'd recommend you get one with these clips on, because the bottom comes out. It makes life a lot easier. But if you just use all these papers, I made the Dundee cake the other week, and it came out no problem whatsoever at all. So, and these spatulas are really, really good to use, these, because you can get all of the mixture out. You can't do it with a wooden spoon, it won't come out. But if you use one of these, you won't get any waste whatsoever at all. And you want to get every bit of the mixture. So there we are. As you can see, that's all the mixture out of the bowl. And then what I do is just use this to flatten it out a bit, push it to the edges, okay? So you get sort of like a nice even cake, because you don't want it like thick at one end and thin at the other. Try and make it even. So there we are. This will be a big enough cake. It's huge. Even at this size, so I'm looking at it now. I need to take my glasses off, it's looking really big. That's better. It's not as big as that. There we are. So that's amazing, I love it. Really, really nice Christmas cake. Right, I'll tell you how long it takes to cook in a minute. if it's anything like the last cake I cooked, oh my god, it took forever. And I always seem to like making my cakes in the evening. And I've made it in the evening again. It is 7:20 in the evening. I'm making a Christmas cake. So it'll probably take about, well, this one's not supposed to take that long to cook actually. The last cake I made, it said it was only supposed to take 2.5 hours, and it took nearly 3.5 hours to make. And that was the Dundee cake. But hopefully this one might be quicker, because that one was more dense because it was in a smaller tin. Whereas if this one's in a wider tin, it might make it cook quicker because there's more, you know, it's not so condensed. So it might be quicker. Let's hope. I don't want to be up all night making cake. Anyway, the second part of this video will be tomorrow. Well, each when I make the marzipan, it'll be a separate video, and the icing will be another separate video. I'll show you how to ice it, how to do the marzipan, and then finally how to make the little ornaments to go on top to make it look really pretty and Christmassy. So that's it. Our cake is done. It weighs a ton. It really is heavy, but that's the cake done there. So I'll tell you how long it takes to cook. Right. I need to put my glasses back on. Right, so it says here, bake in the centre of a moderate oven, 160 degrees centigrade, 325 degrees Fahrenheit, or gas mark free, so it's quite low, for about 1.5 hours, so it's not that long. Oh, wait a minute. For about 1.5 hours, then lower the oven to cool, 140 to 150 degrees, 275 degrees to 300 degrees, or gas mark 1 to 2. Baking times for rich fruit cakes like this vary considerably according to your particular oven, so test it carefully. Okay, and to test the cake, first press firmly on the top. There should be no impression. Check to see if the cake has shrunk away from the sides of the tin. If it has, remove from the oven. Listen carefully. Are you going to listen to your cake? He'll be telling you, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. A rich fruit cake that is not quite cooked gives a definite humming noise. Like as in humming a Christmas carol probably. Okay, in which case return it to the oven, because you don't want your cake talking to you. That would be odd. Cool the cake in the baking tin, then turn it out carefully, wrap in foil if wished, but store in an airtight tin. Well, what we're going to do, because we're going to do this next step, is this cake is given a very moist texture. If you prick it once or twice before icing and pour several tablespoons of sherry, brandy or rum into the cake. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to use a skewer, and we're going to prick it all over, and we'll feed it with some sherry before we ice it. Use a steel knitting needle or fine skewer, or like these little thin, you know, cocktail stick type things, long ones that you use on barbecues. Make a number of small holes on the top of the cake and spoon the sherry, brandy or rum over this if wished. Turn the cake upside down and do the same thing. Wrap tightly in foil and store in a cool, dry place. If you do not wish to moisten the cake during storage, do not worry, for it is still very rich and delicious. Well, we won't be storing it because we would have to be putting the marzipan on and the icing, because Christmas is only a couple of weeks away now. Not a month. I haven't got a month to do this. I've only got a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be cooking it today, and then you'll see it tomorrow, and then we'll be making marzipan from scratch. I've got some almonds here, which I've blanched. And I'm going to be making almond marzipan from scratch with my own blanched almonds. Okay, so we're actually going to make the marzipan from scratch, and then you'll see me putting the marzipan on, and the marzipan will be the next day because you've got to let it rest in the fridge once you've made it. And then we'll be making the icing. So we're going to be making a royal icing, and then you'll be seeing me icing the cake, and then the day after that, so this is going to be like a 4-day process, you'll see me making the little decorations to actually finish off the cake, and that'll be that. So it's going to take 4 days for me to make this Christmas cake from beginning to end. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a like and a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel and tell your friends and family about my channel. And I hope I've given you some kind of knowledge and how to make a nice Christmas cake. And if things do go wrong, like mine did, I always do something wrong in my cooking videos, as you can go and have a look at. I always manage to do something that's not quite right, or I don't have the exact ingredients or whatever, but still, cooking's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a chore. You're supposed to enjoy it, and if things don't go right, don't worry about it. Just get over it. It's not the end of the world. It's supposed to be fun. You're making a cake. It's not like gonna, you know, who cares, basically, at the end of the day? Who cares? I don't care. It comes out and it tastes good, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if it's wonky, if it's not all even, a bit of it might be burnt over here or whatever. As long as it's not undercooked, that's the main thing. Don't undercook your food. Better to overcook it than undercook it, okay? Unless it's steak, of course, which has to be medium rare for me. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again on the next section of this video when the cake is done. Okay, so bye for now. Bye. Okay. Oh, by the way, forgot to tell you, when you put your cake in the oven, make sure you put a dish of water below it. And I'm actually going to cover up the top of the cake with some parchment paper, okay, to stop the top from getting to stop it from losing the moistness, okay. So that's what I do. They're just little hints. And but also use I always put, so just put a tin with some cold water in it in the oven below the cake, and it will make a nice moist atmosphere for your cake. Stops it drying out. So just a little hint there that I learned from someone else, and I'm now passing it on to you. So hopefully it will come out okay. Bye for now. Bye. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know how you get on. Did you make a Christmas cake this year? Let me know how you make your Christmas cake. How many ingredients does it have? Do you just make a fruit cake, an extra rich cake, or do you make a Dundee cake? I do have a video of a Dundee cake that I made, and a pound cake that I made, and another kind of fruit cake that I made. So I think I've made 3 different kinds of Christmas cake now. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year again to you all from me, Sue, from Sue's Dolbrodmaeth Kitchen.